Day 1, 11:52 a.m. My house. It was a typical sunny day in Cloudsdale. I wish I could say that, but I'm getting ahead of myself. My name is Rainbow Flare. I'm Rainbow Dash's brother. Well, it used to be... I'm getting ahead of myself again. I'm not really a pony you would call noticeable. I didn't get any color in my body until I was about, 5 years old. Of course, it was only color in my eyes. My left eye had turned blue, but I was separated from my family at birth. It was only until about last year my mane went from dark gray to red and blue. Of course, it's not rainbow, but you get the picture. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Where was I? Oh yeah. When I woke up, I was drenched in sweat. Man. Nightmares. I got up, went to my kitchen hoping I remembered to get some hay while I was at the market the day before. But that was when I realized something. Damn. Didn't get my hay. Okay, that, and I live in a more busy part of Cloudsdale, so it was unusual that I didn't hear a peep from outside. I glanced at my clock. It read 11:52 a.m. That's odd, I said to myself. Usually I'd be up at rush hour, 7:52, from all the noise coming outside. I checked my calendar to make sure I wasn't spending my time inside on a day off from the weather factory. What the hell? My calendar didn't show anything with a day off noted on it. Either I was late for work or there was a party and I wasn't invited. So I headed off to where I worked, and that was in the lightning and thunder department. Nobody was there, not even my friend Snowfire. He did work in the snow department, but since it wasn't winter, it would have been pointless. So he did thunder and lightning as a side job. Confused, I decided to look around at the other departments. Rainbow Factory was empty. The Rain Factory was empty. The Cloud Factory was empty. Screw this. Why am I the only one here? I decided that being at the factory was a waste of time, so I decided to go to Ponyville to visit Fluttershy. Hopefully she can console my lonely self. Day 1, 12:30 p.m. Ponyville. I landed in Ponyville, hoping I would get greeted by Pinkie Pie or someone, but no such luck. I thought I saw someone pass the fountain, but on closer inspection it was just a rock. I proceeded to Fluttershy's house, but her house was pretty much empty, other than her furniture and belongings. I didn't see any pony or anyone in sight. Her animals were gone too. What's going on? This isn't right. Where is everyone? Nervously, I kept looking around to see if anyone would show themselves, but they didn't. The boarded windows made me even more curious. What has happened? After some further investigation of Ponyville, I walked past the Carousel Boutique toward another friend's house. It had only been an hour since I had woken up, and I was just on the verge of tears. I've never been so alone before. I think if anyone could cure my loneliness, it would be Golden Compass. He owned an apothecary just 2 doors down from Rarity's place, and he was friendly when it came to someone that was sad. But then again, so was Fluttershy. I wonder why she wasn't there. When I got to his store, I heard a voice from inside, but his door was locked. Well, I guess some ponies need some privacy from time to time, but still worried, I knocked on the door. No one answered. I knocked again. Once again, no one answered. Getting worried for my friend's safety, I busted down the door. I studied my surroundings, and heard the voice coming from the room in the back. When I peeked around the corner, I saw an empty study room with an alchemy table, a workbench, and a radio. The voice was coming from it. It was just playing a song. Disappointed, I turned off the radio. This isn't right. He never leaves his store. It was true, he never really did leave his store. His house was right next to the workshop I was standing in. I felt a slight touch on my shoulder, causing me to turn around in a fit of panic, and then a sharp jab in the back of my left hoof. I turned around once again, but no one was there. I said to myself that I was clearly going insane, and my dizziness confirmed my suspicion. I looked at my hoof and saw it was bleeding. Ugh, what pricked me? Oh well, I think my constant investigating has driven me to insanity. I clearly need some well-needed sleep. Well, so I hoped. Day 1, 6:59 p.m., my house. I was feeling sick. Maybe it was from the fact that I didn't have anything to eat all day. My thoughts were not confirmed. I threw up blood on the floor. My head was hurting. My legs ached, and I couldn't stop coughing. Maybe I was drugged? How would I know? Then I remembered earlier that I got pricked by something. Maybe something or someone had injected me with some sort of neurotoxin. I wouldn't know that because I passed out before I could conclude anything. Day 2, 6:30 a.m., my house. When I opened my eyes, my whole body was aching. I laid in a puddle of blood. My blood. I tried to stand, but my loss of blood left me laying there. Wishing someone come to my aid, I started to sob softly. Somebody please. What do I do now? Roughing up the courage to stand up and look in the mirror left me wondering even more. So, I struggled to stand up slowly and went to my bathroom. Of course, it felt like forever because I was limping towards it. My stomach growled. I'm really hungry. But that had to wait. I had to see what caused this huge puddle of blood in my room. My hooves left traces of blood everywhere I stepped. The smell of it made my head hurt more than it already did. But I ignored it and went to the mirror. I had cuts all over myself, blood across my mouth, and my mane went from dark gray, blue, and red to just the solid dark gray color. What the hell happened? Equestria was missing. I was all of a sudden colored back to before I even got colors. And I passed out last night. Something's happening in Equestria. I gotta find out what happened. After cleaning up my blood, I gathered some supplies, food, drink, etc. And I set out hoping to find some answers. Seeing as no one was around to change the weather, it was a pretty average day. I started at the weather factory. It was really dark. I suppose the power was out because the lights wouldn't turn on. Damn. They were working yesterday. I had a torch in my saddlebag. Of course it was hard to hold, on the account of not having something known as fingers. Twilight Sparkle gave me this hour-long lecture on something called a human. Thinking back on it, it made me slightly happier. I wasn't in love with her, I just loved the way she said this kind of stuff. It always made me make a slight snicker. The low light beam of my torch made the place 10 times creepier. I'd always constantly check over my shoulder to see if anything was behind me. I always had a slight sense of paranoia in dark places. Just being afraid of the dark, I guess. I always saw something move out of the corner of my eye, which increased my paranoia more. Approaching the Rainbow Factory, I looked to my left as I saw something move past the corner. Hey, wait! I yelled to the unknown entity, but to no avail. I quickly rushed around the corner to see if it left, but then a blinding light met me. I was left stumbling as my head hurt and my eyes burnt. I felt around for the wall. I eventually found my bearings and headed home. Day 2 was 7:30 p.m. My house. My legs ached. My eyes burned. My hooves stung. I felt tears under my eyes. Well, at least I thought they were tears. Ignoring it, I wiped it away and went to my bedroom and sat down. They always said to keep yourself occupied whilst you're alone, so you don't think about others. Unfortunately, without anyone in Equestria, it was hard to keep my emotions at bay. I started crying. The smell of blood filled my nostrils again. I wiped my eyes and looked at my hoof. It was blood. I rushed to the mirror to see what was happening. My eyes, they were bleeding black voids. How I could see out of them was beyond me, but my mane had gotten darker, almost black even. Just looking at myself made me want to cry even more. I was about to burst into tears when I heard something from my kitchen. Huh? Not knowing what to think, I just hoped it was someone I knew. Dashi? No response. I tried another friend of mine. Snowfire? Still no response. I wanted to go check it out, but my conscience got the better of me. I decided to close my bathroom door and stay there until morning. Day 2, 9:29 p.m. My house. With nothing to do, my emotions got to me. I sat there for at least 3 hours, drops of blood on the floor, kept worrying me. I never been so lonely because Fluttershy, or another nice pony, was there to fill that hole of emotions in my heart. I'm so lonely. Later, I fell asleep. Day 3, 8:29 a.m. My house. I wish I didn't wake up. I had no reason to live. No one to turn to, no one to share my thoughts with, and no one... Huh? Hello? I'd completely forgotten about the thing in my kitchen making those sounds. I opened my door slowly and crept out. When I peeked around the corner, nothing was there. I breathed a sigh of relief before realizing something was out of place. A cupboard was open. Maybe I'm not alone. Hello? No response. Disappointed, I closed the door and turned around. I nearly jumped out of my skin. Good one, Dashi. You always make me jump. She didn't respond. Dashi? Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she headed toward my bedroom. Wait, Dash, where are you going? I went through the door, and she was gone. What confused me more was that the window wasn't open. Odd. I needed to look into this more. I dug around my closet for my camera, and I set it on a tripod in the corner of my kitchen. And I set out to Canterlot. Maybe I could find some answers there. Hopefully. Day 3, 10:15 a.m. Canterlot Gardens. I entered the gardens with haste. Being here made me even more depressed than I already was. Maybe because Canterlot was one of the more populated areas, among other places. It was just too quiet for it. Okay, Flair. Calm down. The harder I tried to console myself, the quicker it became evident that I needed attention. I'm not usually the kind looking for attention, but I needed a hug or someone to talk to about the past couple of days. I sighed and continued on. I joked to myself. Well, at least the statues can keep me company. I chuckled for a second, before going back to my depressed self as I headed to Celestia's tower. I pray to Luna that she's still here. The stairs took eternity to walk up, but I got really tired really fast, and pretty obvious that it was based on the fact that I had a restless past couple of days. I got to the top of the stairs where the castle gates faced me. Well, here goes nothing. I opened the gates with a bit of a struggle. I didn't know the light was so bright in here. What? It's never this bright. Just then, the light went away. Odd. Walking into the castle left me feeling scared. It was too melancholic for Canterlot, too dark. I had too little to eat. Why didn't I bring my saddlebag? I was too paranoid. I kept hearing noises, thumps, thuds, crashes. These certain sounds kept driving me to insanity. I then heard voices, but they were hard to make out what they were saying. I ran towards the voice. It sounded like it was coming from the Grand Hall. I busted through the door without hesitation, and the voices were really loud. I could hear him perfectly. Doctor! The patient's gone rogue! I wonder what they meant by patient.
Quick! Strap him down!
All of a sudden, I felt some hooves on my back. What the? I turned around quickly and looked around. No one was there. I felt the hooves again. Ah! I ran as fast as I could out of there.
Blair, stay still!
Who's saying that? I was hyperventilating. I was so scared out of my mind. I was getting dizzy. A muffled sound I heard.
We gassed it. Hopefully he'll be fine by tomorrow.
And in the background, I heard Fluttershy crying. What did you do to her? I'll kill you. Where are you? And after that, I blacked out. Day 3, 5:23 p.m. Ponyville Hospital. I woke up in a hospital bed. I was wondering how I got there, but I immediately got up and ran for the door, just as an unrelenting force stopped me. What the? And without a struggle, I was quickly pulled back in. Let me go! It screamed as I was being pulled back to my hospital bed. Now, why did we leave this door open? I was scared and confused. I wondered what the hell was happening. I wanted to go back home. Just as that thought passed through my head, the door to my room shut. I quickly got up and opened the window and flew out and headed to Cloudsdale. Day 3, 6:50 p.m. My house. When I got home, I quickly checked my camera. Most of it was static. Some of it was just sounds in my house. And some was my friends crying in the corner of my kitchen. Wait. My friends crying in the corner of my kitchen? Yes! I'm not alone! Woo! With a happy yell, I quickly did a little dance, but it quickly ended up me just awkwardly sitting there feeling embarrassed. Wow. That was awkward. I got up and walked over to where they were. I felt really depressed here. I thought I heard voices, but it was probably just my insanity warding up on me again. I hope. I decided to check over the tape again, but when I did, they were gone. Solaris, Fluttershy, Snowfire, Rainbow Dash, they were all gone. All of a sudden, I heard something trying to break down my front door. I jumped and went straight to my bedroom and into my closet. I heard the door bust down and hoof steps, but no voices. After about 5 minutes, I heard the hoof steps go away. My head hurt. It had been a long day, so I decided to get some sleep. I I opened the closet door, closed my bedroom door, and covered it with my wardrobe, and I got into bed and went to sleep. Day 4, 6 a.m., my house. Barely got any sleep. I couldn't get my mind off the fact that I was going insane, and the ponies I seen were just figments of my imagination. Maybe I was just sleep deprived. I don't know. I got up, made some breakfast. It wasn't really breakfast, it was just a muffin Ditzy Doo gave me for my birthday 7 days ago, but I missed that nice pony too. In fact, I missed every pony in Equestria, even those I had a rational hatred for. I miss everyone. My eyes welled up, but there was no time to lose. I had to investigate a little more.
Diary entry number 1. June 26, 2012. The patient has been acting really strange over the past few days. Only just yesterday he said, "Wait, Dash, where are you going?" He's also tried to escape the asylum multiple times. Some of us are worried Flair has gotten a bug of some sort. He didn't throw up blood on one occasion. We've tried to feed him some food, but he just turned away and never said anything. He even said with joy, "Yes, I'm not alone! Woo!" We put him in an examination room twice. Before the first time, he already gouged his eyes out with a pencil someone left in there. The second time we left him in there, he covered his eyes as if he was being blinded by something. We really need to look into this pony more and see if he has some sort of virus or not.
Day 4, 10:28 a.m., Fluttershy's cottage. I sighed and sat in front of her door, wishing she would answer my knocks. Of course she wouldn't. She was not here, but no one is here. All there is now is a pair of hooves just grabbing onto my back every now and again, but I keep turning around and no one's there. I feel the hooves on my back again. I jump and run, but something stops me in my path. Why me? I ask myself. I wouldn't know. But there was no one to ask. I keep feeling like I'm a lab rat or something in some sort of cage being tested with some hallucinogenic drug. I do remember that poke I got in Golden Compass's apothecary. Maybe I was never alone. Maybe I just needed a second to find everyone. But hell, I was never good at finding anything. I remember when I was younger, Rainbow Dash asked me to help her find her teddy she took to bed to keep her company at night. She was adorable back then. I wish I could see her now. Someone say something.
Diary entry number 2. June 27, 2012. The patient has been behaving normally for the day, and he's been having odd mood swings, such as him being angry and all of a sudden being sad again. A short laugh before going back to angry. We've definitely been worried, so has his friends and family. We had Fluttershy burst into tears at the way he was been acting. We tried to console her, but there hasn't been any luck. She's definitely worried about her friends. I think they may be in love with each other. Another examination may be on schedule.
Day 4, 12:10 p.m., Golden Compass's apothecary. Opening the door to the apothecary, I cautiously stepped in, making sure I didn't get poked by whatever poked me last time. I looked around his workshop. I checked under tables, in corners, on the roof, and shelves, but no tripwire of some sort came to show. I keep hearing voices in my head, and from what I've gathered, they are doctors. After some examination of the room, I turned around to see the light again. This time I just stared into it. I didn't cover my eyes. If anything ended my life, it would probably have to be this light. I just stood there. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and ran at it. Just as I was about to hit it, it went away and I rammed into the wall. Ah! Damn! Disappointed, I sat up and stayed there for about a minute. I screamed at the top of my lungs and laid down and sobbed for a few minutes.
Diary entry number 3. June 28th, 2012. Examination somewhat of a success. This time Flair didn't cover his eyes or anything. He just stared into the light bulb in the middle of the room for a few minutes before running at it and slamming into the wall. We checked for injuries, but he just yelled at us. We really want to help. We just need an opportunity to prove ourselves.
Day 4, 3 p.m., Twilight's library. Her empty house made me want to say, "Hey Twilight, you got any books on empty worlds?" But of course, no one would answer because I was in an empty world. I looked around the library at some books. I didn't see anything on empty worlds. There was some on paranoia and insanity. It could be useful, I thought to myself, so I grabbed them and took them back to my house.
Diary entry number 4, June 28th, 2012. Last time Twilight visited, she said that she would bring over some books about paranoia and insanity, but when she came over today, she asked if she could see Rainbow Flare. Knowing he was much calmer than he was a few days ago, we let him out of his room. What we found odd was that he just went up to Twilight, picked up the books like he was in her library, went back into his room. We were confused, as was Twilight, but she went into the room to talk to him. She said, "If you can hear me, I want to let you know that we all miss you, and we wish that we could have you back." She then proceeded to leave the asylum. Flair is now reading the books that he took from Twilight, and he's reading them quite thoroughly. Further investigation will be needed on this pony.
Day 4, 5:30 p.m., my house. I've been reading through these books, and they are interesting. I'm an egghead, I joked to myself, but I kept reading. There was something in the insanity book about empty world insanity, where the victim is in a familiar world to his own, but no inhabitants other than him or herself. The paranoia book said something about emptiness, where the emptiness is just a creation of his or her own mind, and the world around him still exists. The paranoia one is closer to what I've been experiencing. Could this just be a figment of my imagination? How would I know? Maybe the hooves that grab onto my back every now and again are just me imagining things, but then again, they do feel like they're there. I just need some sleep. Getting dizzy. I can't feel my legs. I need to sleep.
Diary entry number 5, June 29th, 2012. I think we've succeeded. He's much more calm and collected than he was 3 days ago. I don't know who, but some pony came into the asylum with a syringe filled with only Celestia knows what, and gave it to us, but we were afraid it's some kind of cyanide. He hasn't been awake for a while, in almost 2 hours now. Luckily, we were able to get some examination done, and thankfully, nothing is wrong with him. Well, other than him being insane, but from what the pony with the syringe said, it'll hopefully cure him.
Day 5, 12:20 a.m., Ponyville Asylum. Walls. White walls. White padded walls. I woke up with a blur in my eyes. I saw someone else. I didn't care who it was. I just wanted someone to speak to, but for some reason my forelegs were strapped to my chest. I was in a straitjacket. I saw the mare walk up to me. She took the straitjacket off and put a torch in my eyes. I assumed she was checking to see if my eyesight was okay. Welcome back. Looks good. Do you know your name? I nodded, and she asked, "Can you say it for me?" I knew this was most likely for purposes I never knew existed, but I responded with my name, Rainbow Flare. Good. Do you have any symptoms? Pain? Fever? Headache? I shook my head softly and asked, "Where am I?" She paused for a few seconds and said, "You're in Ponyville Asylum, to be exact." I sat there in silence, trying to process all of this. Was this part of my insanity? Have I driven myself to such an edge that I'm now seeing things? I stood up and touched her face. Is there something wrong?" I responded with, "No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm just checking to see if I'm still insane or not." The mare smiled. "Well, you can thank a hooded pony for that." Confused, I asked who that was. "We don't know. Sorry." I nodded and asked if I could see Fluttershy. "Certainly. I'll call her in for you." I waited for a bit, and she came in. We just stood there. After a while, I started crying and hugged her. "Please, tell me you're real," I said with tears in my eyes. She responded, "I am. Please, don't cry. We're both here. We are both sane, and every pony wants to see you, including Rainbow Dash." I walked out of the room and into the infirmary, where I was greeted with my friends. Holding back tears of joy, I said hi to everyone. I only had one problem. Dashy wasn't there. My happy face soon turned sad. My own sister wasn't there to see me. Fluttershy lied to me? "Sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?" I immediately ran and hugged my sister, but then I realized something wasn't right. I looked into a wall mirror that was just hanging at the corner. I looked into it and saw that no color changes were done. My eyes were still black voids. I turned around quickly. I saw Pinkie Pie holding a knife. Rainbow Dash was hanging on a rope from the ceiling by her neck. Fluttershy was cut open, lying on the ground. Rarity and Twilight had their horns torn off by something, and some of their limbs were ripped apart as well. Applejack was nowhere to be seen. I assumed she ran off. In a demonic voice, I heard Pinkie say,
"Time to wake up!"
just before charging at me and gutting me. I looked down. My entrails were on the ground. In a bloody heap. Off in the distance, I heard the doctor say something. I heard a doctor say something. He was taking care of me.
"He'll kill himself! Grab that surgery knife off of him!"
I wondered for a moment, and I said to myself, "Surgery knife?" I looked at my hoof. He was right. I was holding a surgery knife. I fell down. I could only see the doctors rush over to me, trying to save my life. I didn't know it would end like this.
Diary entry number 6. June 29th, 2012. The patient has had a sudden burst of insanity. After he asked for Fluttershy, he ran out of his room, and at everyone else he grabbed a surgery knife from the table and he stabbed himself. Thankfully, we did save him in time. We put him back in the straitjacket, back in his room. I think listening to the hooded pony was a bad idea. We really want to apologize to his friends and family for pretty much almost getting him killed, but we might need at least one more examination.
Day 5, 9 p.m., Ponyville Asylum. I woke in a daze. I was still in the asylum. Hello? I called out to see if anyone was there, but no one answered. I tried to get out of the straitjacket, but I had barely any luck. Help! Just as I said that, a nurse came up to the door. Oh, thank you. Can you please help me out of this jacket? She shook her head and disappeared. I quickly got up and looked out of the window on my door. It was quite hard seeing as I was still in the straitjacket, but I found my balance and looked out the window. No one was there. I saw that there was a sharp bar on the door. I cut apart the straitjacket and tried to open the door. The knob turned, but the door didn't budge. As if someone was blocking it. In a state of panic, I started banging on the door loudly. Someone! Open the door! Eventually, the door opened. No one was in sight. I looked around. Hello? Anyone? No one answered. A sigh of depression led me to leave the asylum and head back home. Day 5, 9:40 p.m., my house. A sense of paranoia kept creeping up on me. I was tired. I needed sleep. I landed on my bed feeling dizzy. I was seeing things. Fluttershy. Where are you? I went blind. I couldn't see a thing. What do you want from me? I felt a prick. Huh? Suddenly, I could see again. But this time, it was different. My house was empty. In fact, I wasn't even in my house. Where the hell am I? Nothing was in sight. Nobody. Emptiness.
Diary entry number 7, July 5th, 2012. The patient has escaped. He asked if he could get out of the straitjacket, and we knew that it was insane, so we just left him. But somehow he got out. Because he burst down the door and ran for the exit. We tried to catch him, but we couldn't stop him. Wherever he is now, we don't know. I failed every pony. We plan on putting up missing posters if he's not found within the next 2 days. I'm sorry, every pony.
Day 6, 12 a.m. Emptiness. I'm lost. In white. No walls. No floors. Nothing. Walking along, I tried to find some kind of door or something. I had the ability to walk, so I assumed that there was a way out. After about 2 hours of walking, I heard someone. It was Fluttershy.
No, stay! Don't leave again. Hush now. It's all right. Is that you, my love? You came for me. Where did you go? Come back. Please, come back.
It was an odd sense of sound, echoey, odd. Fluttershy, I'm here!
Is that you I hear? Why did this happen? Come back!
At that moment, I passed out.
Diary entry number 8, July 6th. We've started a search for him. It's been a day since he escaped. We still haven't found him. We even got Fluttershy to come along to help us find him. We checked his house. The door was unlocked. Convenient. We put posters up. No one's answered to us.
I woke up on a cloud, a small cloud. I smelt blood. What the? I looked down and I saw that the stitches from my stab wound were split open. Most of the muscle was healed, so it was just a deep cut now. I was too weak to do anything. I was helpless. From a distance, I heard voices. He's not over here. Check the hospital. I couldn't call out. I was in too much pain. Eventually, I was able to flap my wings and get in the air to hover down to ground level.
Diary entry number 9, July 6th. We couldn't find him. It was hard to break the news when we did. We noticed a ring on Fluttershy's necklace. A wedding ring. Apparently they were getting married in 2 weeks. We felt terrible. The funeral was in a day.
Day 6, 8:30 a.m., Ponyville Cemetery. I walked by. May as well have my condolences to my parents. They were murdered by someone. Police have not found the guy yet. I wanted my vengeance, but no one knew him. Still walking, I eventually heard music. I ducked behind a gravestone and looked towards where the sound was coming from. It was a funeral. It was all calm at first, but then I noticed someone. It was Fluttershy. She was the only one there. She was the only one I saw, anyways. She was crying. Why is she crying? I wondered to myself. I inspected closer on the gravestone. It was my name. They think I'm dead? No, that can't be. I quickly flew off and back to my house. Day 6, 12:30 p.m., my house. No. They seriously can't think I'm dead. I need to tell them. I did see some posters up for me around Ponyville. Maybe I can fool them into thinking that someone found me. I should do that tonight. I made the poster. It says found. We found Rainbow Flare wandering the streets of Manhattan, and we know that he is safe and sound. I had posted a lot of them around Ponyville, and a couple in Cloudsdale. I hope they'll fall for it. In the meantime, I went straight to Manhattan, because I was assuming they would go straight there, and I rented a room at a 24/7 hotel.
Diary entry number 10, July 7th, 2012. We can't believe it. He's alive? I wonder who found him. We sent a group of Pegasi to Manhattan to find him. Let's hope he hasn't moved to another town.
Day 7, 10:30 a.m., Manhattan. Manhattan is amazing. The dining is awesome, the sights to see are fun, and the ponies here are nice. I still miss Fluttershy. It feels as though my insanity has gone away, but then again, my mind has deceived me before. What if all of this is just another one of my mind's messed up little tricks? I I mean, I stabbed myself and thought it was Pinkie Pie. No, this can't be right. Everything is real. I hope. Things are nice. I see some other ponies flying in. Maybe they came to see the wonderful attractions.
We're here to help.
No. Please. Leave me. I'm okay.
Come on, Flare. Come with us.
No. Go away.
Quick, grab him. He's getting away.
Running. Falling.
Grab the stun gun.
What?
Okay, guys. Let's get him home. Diary entry number 11, July 7th, 2012. We brought him back to his rightful place. That gravestone was a waste of time. Well, at least everybody close to Flare can rest easy knowing that he's still alive. We feel that he's close to getting over his insanity. I mean, he barely reacted when the Pegasi got to him. But still, they've been suspended from their jobs for a day for pulling a quite lethal weapon on the patient.
Day 8. 8:30 a.m. Ponyville Asylum. The past 8 days have been a wreck. Ponies thought I was dead. The world was empty for a few days. I stabbed myself. As if things couldn't get any worse.
Excuse me, sir.
Fluttershy! What's going on?
Oh, not bad. Is Flare around?
Oh. We kinda don't want anyone to see him. You know, after what happened last time.
Please. Let me see her.
Well, if you insist. Good luck.
Hi, Fluttershy.
Are you okay?
I feel okay, but... And again, this all could be a trick. Are you real? She paused for a moment. And suddenly, she got up and left, quickly. Wait! The door shut before she could hear me. Great. Even my fiancé is ignoring me. And without warning, a bell rung loudly. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
Lunch is ready!
They opened the door and came in with a wheeler, and with leather straps on it.
Come on, time for lunch.
I tried to stand, but I was too weak. I needed food. I was surprised at how long I could go without food. They kindly helped me up and into the wheeler. Why do I need a wheeler? I asked slowly.
We can't risk another incident like last time.
I hung my head. Don't I look sane enough? Day 8. 1:40 p.m. Ponyville Asylum lunch hall. Hay, flowers, grass. I feel like I want something else, but that's all I can have. Again, being strapped to the wheeler made me feel needlessly helpless. What did I do to deserve this? I scoffed down the food. I felt I needed more, but I had to wait until dinner. Looking around the lunch hall, I saw about 20 other ponies in the room. Not many for Ponyville. A lot of them were being fed just like me. Only about 3 others were strapped down like me. I felt like I didn't need to be here. And suddenly I felt a sense of freedom. I looked behind myself. One of the doctors were unstrapping me from the wheeler and my straitjacket. Huh? Well, why are you doing that? 'Cause you're sane enough to feed yourself, aren't you? Wasn't really sure how to respond to that. True, my mind had played tricks on me since yesterday, but why now? I just simply responded with, thanks. And he responded, kindly. No problem. Oh, by the way, we called up your fiancée, and she said she would be coming by to pick you up tomorrow. Oh. Good. Hey, did Fluttershy say anything about me on the phone when you called her up? No, but we asked her if she wanted to come by earlier today, but she said she was busy. I froze in shock. She never came by? Maybe I'm still insane, but then again, I have been sick for a bit. It was pretty odd how she just up and left right after I asked her if she was real. I'm pacing myself on something that probably doesn't even matter. I left it be and was escorted back to my cell. Day 8, 9:50 p.m., Ponyville Asylum. I couldn't sleep. I knew I needed it, but I just couldn't sleep. I stayed awake. I felt sick, maybe a fever. I was sweating like crazy. I choked back vomit and looked up at the security camera. Can you hear me? I waited a couple of seconds, and they responded.
Loud and clear.
The guy on the intercom said, Can I get a doctor in here? I'm feeling sick," I complained.
Okay. First tell us your symptoms.
A headache, sweating, wanting to vomit, stomachache. I don't know. Why can't you just ask us down here? They didn't respond. What the hell? Hello? Anyone? I breathed in and held it. I have a history of blackouts and twitching if I hold my breath for too long. I know it's not good for me, but hopefully it will get their attention. After about 10 seconds, I breathed out. My forelegs started to twitch. I felt lightheaded. It was alright. I was used to this, but quickly I fell and started having a seizure. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's alright. I can take this. I never lasted this long before. The room smelled odd. I could see someone at the door. I had to... Day 9, 7:30 a.m., Ponyville Asylum. I was calm on my cell floor. I woke up nice and calm, and a nurse knocked on the door. "Flair, it's the day." I knew what she meant. It's the day I finally get to go home and unite with Fluttershy and my friends. I scrambled around and eventually got up. Great, when is that exactly? I asked. In about 2 hours. I'm sure you're excited to see your fiancé after a long 8 days, the nurse said with a smile. I found that odd for a nurse to be smiling like that. Yes, indeed I am. It was true. I was glad to be getting out of the madhouse. But I didn't want to offend him or anything, so I kept to myself about being glad to leave. I went to the bathroom to wash up, and looking in the mirror, I was pretty much back to normal. My mane was its original blue, red, and gray color, and my eyes were back to normal as well. I breathed a sigh of relief. Glad I'm back to normal. I turned and re-entered the lobby. I still felt a little sick from last night. I waited a few minutes when suddenly a nurse came up to me and asked for my signature on a release form. Excuse me, sir. I need your signature on this release form. Okay. I signed the form. Just as I did that, Fluttershy walked in the room. Hi, Flair. Immediately, I ran up to her and hugged her. I was glad to see her after so long. I was almost sobbing. I was so happy.
I see you two are happy to be back together.
Oh yes, I would hate for anything to happen to him.
Well, we're glad you called us up when you did. If he was not contained, he might have killed someone.
Contained?
Oh, yes. You did have several outbursts and escaped many times.
Oh my god, did I hurt anyone?
No, we kept you under high security and made sure you didn't hurt anyone. The only person that you hurt was yourself. Oh. I think we've covered everything. Good to go?
Yeah. I made sure I wasn't insane one last time.
Alrighty then. See ya.
I calmly left with my fiancée, and we then went back to our house. Day 9, 12:30 p.m., Fluttershy's cottage. When we got back, we had lunch. It was simple. Apples, hay, daisy sandwich, etc. I ate it all, and with a sudden sense of tiredness, I went up to our bedroom and went to sleep. I had a very vivid dream, you know? Sometimes when you have those dreams, they feel so real, you're afraid you won't wake up. That's what this felt like. I couldn't make any sense of it. It was strange and at the same time realistic. Strange thing was, I couldn't wake up.